Hi all. So I want to address the issue of sugar, sweet foods, and sugar addiction. I was scrolling through Facebook today, as we all do, and I came across this sponsored post by Navant Health. You can see it here on the screen. Sugar Shutdown Challenge. Now, my doctor's at Navan Health and she's amazing, like really fantastic doctor. Shout out to Dr. Ivy. But some of their messaging around health is very not health at every size and it doesn't sit completely well with me. So you can see this. You've been stuck indoors during quarantine. Have you developed some unhealthy eating habits? Are you ready to make a lifestyle change? We're challenging you to reduce sugar in 10 days. Sign up here. They have a couple of other challenges. One is to move more and one is about mindfulness, which might be okay. But you can see here it's very stigmatizing and kind of shameful. Sugar's not the enemy, but you need to pay attention how to control your sugar. And then it's got some tips for controlling with sugar and when you have to reduce it. And it's hidden, and in that article it talks about be careful of honey and natural sugars and reduce sugar for 10 days. But that very much sounds like a diet. And recently I was speaking to Sonia B of Fab Foodie Club. She interviewed me on Instagram and we kind of went into talking about the issue of allowing yourself to have sugary treats and giving yourself full permission. And I'm just going to play this little clip for you because I think it explains it really well and you can actually hear and you could probably really relate to this. So let me just play this little clip for you here.
Did you monitor yourself to say that, Aunt Mary bought this delicious chocolate cake? So you're saying that we should
enjoy
it?
Eat it. Okay. Enjoy it.
Okay.
Because generally, most of the week you probably, had balanced meals and you don't want to have regrets. You don't want to go home and think, oh, why didn't I not enjoy that? I always enjoyed that cake. You only like one, and it's only one. It's only one meal. I'd say it's the big picture. Because the more you feel that you can't have certain foods, the more you're going to crave them and feel out of control with your eating. So trust yourself. Enjoy it.
Okay. Now, I'm going to keep going back to explain about trusting yourself. Now, I'm talking about me. Look around. I don't see nobody but me. I am a bread and pasta person. So I carry Bella right here. She shows out. And because I like bread and pasta, I can't trust myself.
Do you always give yourself access to it?
No, I don't. Because, again, I know I can go overboard. So I do deny myself more than just saying, oh.
But does that work?
No. Because as you can see, Bella just be like, hey, how you doing? Just laughing over.
So there's a really interesting approach to eating, which is called intuitive eating. And there's an awesome book by that same title by a couple of registered dietitians. And one of the tenets of the approach, and it's not easy if you've always not given yourself permission to eat all foods, is you need to trust yourself and give full permission. And generally, over time, if you always allow bread, pastas, and these things you feel like your perceived weaknesses in the house, over time, they'll lose their novelty. Because your body will say, hey, it's okay, they're there. If I want them, I can have them. And slowly, you won't crave them as much. People crave foods more when they were strict.
Okay.
It's a complete flipping mindset.
Because you crave food more.
Because you feel it's forbidden.
Yes. So you overeat. You
And
overeat
especially,
that which you crave.
yeah, and especially if you're restricted. That's why regular meals are it's so helpful. Because sometimes I see people, like, they get busy at work or they're stressed and they miss meals or they don't have a regular eating schedule, and then when they come home they're famished and they just kind of eat a lot or be snacking. So feeding yourself on a regular basis really helps feel better.
Okay, so with that being said, so you wouldn't suggest, because now the fad is.
So you can see there how we address that issue of you need to get to the place of full permission, and this will include those so-called sugary foods. Remember, all sugar is sugar: table sugar, honey, agave, a warm croissant, a piece of chocolate, a slice of cake, and there's nothing bad about them. We just need to look at our relationship with them, and it's very deep and complex, related to our culture, our upbringing, previous dieting experiences, how we're handling the stress of maybe financial worries right now, the pandemic, being home with kids all the time. We have a lot of things weighing us down. So just simply going on a challenge to get off sugar isn't going to work in the long term. And when you finish that 10-day challenge, I guarantee you're going to really want to eat it even more. So you have to dig deep with your relationship with food, the deep psychology of it, and try to put in place other coping mechanisms for stress. So you're not just snacking out of boredom, or you're just kind of anxious or stressed and you're just eating. Ask yourself, why are you eating? Are you really physically hungry? Is there another need that is unmet? And if you do turn to food, lots of self-compassion with that. Maybe see what barriers were there so the need can be met. Maybe journaling, meditation, get out in nature, listen to the birds. If you're really struggling, you could get a therapist, call a loved one, work with a registered dietitian, nutritionist who understands the psychology of eating and can bring in mindfulness, intuitive eating, and other counseling skills to really help you heal your relationship with food and your feeling of being out of control with sugar or other foods. You're generally not. You just have to learn to have permission around them, to know that you're not going on to a period of restriction, and to really work through the nuances and depth of these things. There's some thoughts for you.